We are going to go through MNQ for today, Tuesday, 7th of July, market review, micro NQ AM session, New York AM session. So first we're going to start with what was the market context. I have already noted everything here. So let's start with the 4 hour real quick. So on the 4 hour we saw today, we had this BISI here. We obviously had this drawdown here. On the hourly, we had a downtrend going from down here. We have recently respected this SIBI up here, and we tapped one more time into it and are now leaving it. So that was like a bit mixed here. So we had a 4 hour support and an hourly resistance, right? So I just marked up the hourly trend liquidity to the downside here. And then I was like going into the market, not really confident here because the 4 hour might as well, have supported the market here. But today was actually a perfect example of why I react to the market. I do not predict, right? 15 minutes. 15 minutes was kind of sideways, so I put that to the open here, right before the open, just so you know. So hourly trend liquidity down here. We had this 15-minute support in here. We can quickly mark up 15 minutes. Exactly, and then we see that was kind of sideways here. The 5 minutes, we had this SIBI up here, and we were going down lower. So what was my plan for the session? I thought, okay, we took out this London lunch low here. So, and we do have clean highs up here. You will see that on the 1 minute. So I anticipated a reversal after taking out this, or even after taking out the 1 hour low, I anticipated a reversal to take out these buy side levels in here and go higher into that because of the 4 hour support, right? But as we are going to see, this is not what happened today. So on the 1 minute, we see that's really clean draws up here. We went lower pre-session, and this is 9:29. So now the market is about to open. All right, now let's go through what actually happened. So market open, this what automatically got marked up here is the opening range gap, right? So this was the market open. This is the lower quadrant of the opening range gap, and up here is the CE of the opening range gap. It's red. That means it's more than 100 points, 120 points, bearish. So market opened and tapped the lower quadrant of that gap. So we already mitigated these 5 and 15 minute gaps up here. This 1 wick also took out the 90-minute low, so I would already look for longs here. But most of the time I'm always waiting for the first FEG to form. So let's see. Okay, we first went higher. Now we're going lower, taking out the 1 hour trend liquidity. I like that. So now I'm really bullish. Now we formed the first FEG. So for me, that was the sign. Okay, when we invert that first FEG, I am very bullish on the day, right? Because we have clean data highs here. We have clean buy side up here. We have the 4 hour support overall. And we had a clear Judas swing to the downside, taking out the hourly trend liquidity. So let's see what happened. So we came back in to the first AM, but I'm not longing. We had an MSS here, obviously, to the upside, but I'm not longing until we don't see that first AM inverted to the upside. And we never get that. And then we broke lower, right? I was bullish the whole time, but then we broke lower. And then I was like, okay, we had this 4 hour support. So if 10 AM closes below the 4 hour support, this becomes resistance. Obviously, then I'm not bullish anymore. And then we also had Okay, I marked up the 5 and 15 minutes gaps from the left side. Down here is also 5 minutes. So we went lower, but now we were in the 15 and 5 minute support area down here. So no shorting yet. We rip right through, and we can already see we had good draws down here, right? That was the 4-hour low, old daily low, old weekly low, old weekly low. So there's a couple of levels down there I was interested in. We ripped right through the 15 minute and 5 minute here. 5 minute got inverted, this one, and we formed a new 5 minute. That was really interesting. Now I was really interested in shorts. And this white line is the 10 a.m. close. So if we close below the 15 minute gap as well, then I'm really bearish on the day. So we come back up, we mitigate the 1 minute gap in here, we mitigate the 5 minute gap in here, and this was the close here. So we closed below the 15 minute. So now I'm really bearish on the day. We came back up, mitigated. This one. And now I was looking for sell side opportunities to get in. Let's see if it rejects. Here we get a rejection candle, that's good. Now we form the first FVG after 10 a.m. That's the silver bullet right here. Now no entry for me yet because I'm not sure about this entry formation here. But I really like the draws down here. And everything is bearish at that point. Boom, we close above the silver bullet. That's a good sign for me because if we reclaim it to the downside, that would be my entry trigger. And here we get that, so that's where I enter. Stop, if I would be very aggressive, usually I put it at the last swing high, but here I placed it up here to incorporate the gap which formed the silver bullet itself. And then I targeted this down here, a 2.7R, 2.73R. So that's when I entered. Then we got a rejection here. It's still playing around, a bit choppy here, definitely. But then it soon started to become really heavy. And we got filled pretty quickly and even went lower down there as well. So, as I said, this is a perfect example of I don't predict the market. I have my scenarios in the beginning, but I don't predict the market. If the market gives me something else and it, becomes interesting throughout the session or during the session, I might as well change my whole bias. That can be the case. What I did today is reduce risk a little bit because I didn't like the entry formation too much here, so I reduced risk. But other than that, that was definitely an A+ setup in the direction of the market. Clean displacement, formation, clean draw, the inversions on the lower time frames here, and we closed below the 4-hour up here as well. So that was a great setup.